All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's time. It's time. Are you ready to do some mending? It is time to tackle my pile. It's been waiting for weeks. I've just not had the motivation, so I just keep making other videos, avoiding this pile. But today is the day. We're going to do as many of these things as we can in the next day or two. And hopefully we'll actually get to wear some of these things very soon because I've been dying to wear some of this stuff. So let's just jump right in without further ado. All right, I want to start right off with these because I wanted to wear them yesterday and I couldn't because I hadn't done this yet. So we're doing it today so that I can wear these hopefully. So these Tevas, I got these at Goodwill many months ago, maybe even last year. And I was very excited about them. I got a couple of pairs of kind of like summery but more dressy shoes because mostly I just wear Birks all summer. And both of them broke the second time that I wore them. So these ones, it's a super easy fix. I'm very excited. It just ripped off the bottom. So I think all we need to do is glue it. I think there's probably a shoe glue that exists, but what I have is super glue. So that's what we're gonna use because we might as well just try what we have already, right? So this is all-purpose glue, Duro. It doesn't even have any instructions. I think I'm just gonna spread it. I'm gonna get this cat down so she doesn't get glue on her. I think I'm just gonna go ham on it, spread this shit around. Okay, so now I think probably just put something heavy on it for a few hours. Ooh, all right, we're on a roll. We're off to a good start, I think. And I'm a little lightheaded from the fumes, but it's okay. We're powering through, and my hair is doing, I don't even know what it's doing. What are you doing? What's that? So we're gonna do two more super easy hems or alterations. So we're gonna hem the bottom of these pants. So these pants, I thrifted these. They're really nice. I think they're just cotton or rayon. They're rayon, which I have mixed feelings about rayon, but they do the trick. They're really cute, but they're super long. And so when I wear them, I have to hike them up as high as the waist will go so that they don't get gross on the ground. So we're just gonna fold them up. I already folded up and pinned to see kind of approximately where I want it to be. So I think I'm gonna fold it up about 4 times and then sew it. And normally you would cut the bottom, but I just want to fold it a bunch of times and then sew around. And if it's a little thick, that's okay, because this fabric is quite thin and I think it'll be okay if we have a good fold on the bottom. And then we're gonna do these other pants, which just need an alteration on the waistband. So I already tried them on. I pinned them inside out and I measured that to see just how much I was taking off. So we're looking at a 1/2 inch on both sides, which is an inch on both sides because it's folded over. So we're taking off a little less than 2 inches maybe. So all we need to do is where I pinned it, make a straight stitch, and that's literally it. Some people will tell you to cut off the excess, but if it's not that bunchy and there's not a ton, I prefer to just leave it in case I ever want to let these out. Okay, so the waistband fits well, but I did not put these in the same place. On this side, it's like right at the side seam, and on this side, it's a little farther back on the pocket. And I actually prefer it this way, so I'm going to take this one out and just move it back 2 inches probably, and then these will be good to go. So I'll see you for the next pair of pants. So back to these pants, I'm just gonna fold these over. So I'm actually gonna turn these inside out and then fold it in a few times. I think I should iron this so that it actually looks good. All right, for my first time hemming pants, I'm not mad. Okay, we have time for one more project before I have to get myself some food. And that is gonna be this green Sacred Threads top. I've had this for years, of course thrifted, and it's just got a couple little holes in it that I think we're gonna patch with hopefully just some nice green embroidery floss that matches. Wow, that was a lot. All right, looks like this green here is the closest color, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit of that. This one's so easy, so quick, and hopefully this inspires you to patch that one tiny little hole that is too easy to patch and there's no excuse anymore. Not bad. Hold on. What do we think? I think the green could have matched a little better, but can you even see it? And for some reason I was convinced this had 2 holes, but I cannot find the other one. So this one, I believe, is done. And I'm so hungry, so I think I'm gonna go get something to eat, and perhaps we'll be back tomorrow. All right, friends, hello. It is day 2 of this mending project, and today we are out on the town. We're going to a secondhand craft store, maybe a couple if we have to. We're looking specifically for some matching buttons for a dress that I will be mending later, and then also just more generally for some cool stuff, something to make an anniversary gift for my partner, lots of stuff. The buttons are really the key today. If we can't find them here, we have to go to another shop, which I really hope we don't have to because we're kind of out of the way already. So let's just jump right in. It's too hot to sit here in the car. Let's find some buttons. Okay, success. I got my buttons. I got the hiccups. And then I also got some things that I didn't need, like a few fat quarters. This one has thistles on it. It's so freaking cute. I got a little pattern for a quarter, and then I got this little pack of buttons. So freaking cute. So got way more things than I needed, but I think we're good. I didn't find what I wanted for my anniversary project, but that is okay. We are good for today. So let's go home. Let's eat some lunch. All right, let's do a quick update on the shoes. Well, really just one shoe. Here it is. I took the cans off of it, and they were on for well over 24 hours. I'm impressed. It seems pretty secure. All right, so I'm gonna walk around in these, not right now because it's raining, but before the end of the video, and we will assess if the glue was enough to keep this shoe together. All right, so we're ditching all right so. Fuck all right so. We're never saying that shit again. Okay. Okay, we are back. The rain has finally stopped, but it hasn't stopped my hair looking like this. And we are running out of daylight, 7:42. So we're going to next do sewing on the buttons to this dress. And the unfortunate thing is that I did buy a few buttons, but most of them are too big. So I bought these ones. I got 4 of these. I didn't think that they would fit, but I figured they were pretty enough to put on something else if they didn't. And then I got this, which I thought would fit, but it's still too big. So I'm just gonna have to use one of these buttons that I literally already had. I think I'm only gonna fix one of the buttonholes, or one of the buttons, and leave one for later, I guess. Anyway, let's just sew on this extra button, see if it looks okay. And then also I noticed that the facing on the button placket, is that what you would call it? On the button placket is just really rough. So I'm gonna tear out some of the stuff that's like falling apart and then give it a really good iron. So here's the buttons that are on here. Here's that facing that's just falling apart. And here's the button that I've got. It's darker, but it's on the bottom, so I think it'll be okay. I'm really trying to figure out my groove here. I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is, what my tone is, how I can best portray my true personality through my video content. And you know, it's not as easy as it seems sometimes. Tough nuggies out here. If you're somebody who's trying to do it right now, you rock. Keep trying. That's what I'm planning to do, is just keep trying and learning. I've learned a lot over the last few months. Anywho, this button's done. So now I'm just gonna clean up this facing stuff. And I think this project might just be done. Not terrible. Okay, now we just need to iron. Y'all, never underestimate the power of just a quick iron, especially when sewing. Okay, these poor pants. I have patched them twice already. So this will be thrice. But they are just the best pants. They're so comfy and stretchy, which is probably why they get holes so easily. And they're the perfect balloony shape. And I've been out without them for like 3 months now since I ripped the heck out of this back pocket. So last time I did a mending video, I fixed this back pocket and it was the same issue, but it was a little bit of a shorter rip. But this one, I'm gonna make it a visible one because I don't want it to look the same, and I don't know, I wanna try something different. So I was thinking that I could seam rip this part of the pocket and fit just a patch right here and use a backing. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to have like butt patches that look appropriate so that I can wear these, you know, for different things. We're seam ripping, we're seam ripping right now. I'd say seam ripping is the most tedious part of sewing. Seam ripping, yeah! We've got it open. So here's the pocket, a regular layer, and the rip. I just need to take out these threads. My stack of denim scraps. Okay, so I just need one that will fit behind this. You can't see. Okay, so this will go inside the pants, right? And then on top, we'll have one of these. This. I feel like this is a little more inconspicuous. Okay, now again, we have to use the iron and fold over the edges. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Let's make it happen. So we need to clean up this hole cut some of this extra stuff, and then we'll pin these two fabrics. Okay, this is like quite fidgety, this part of the project, but I think I'm doing it correctly. There's gotta be a better way. Maybe you sew one at a time, I don't know. Do y'all have a better way to freaking do this? I guess fabric glue or whatever, yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. I don't know, I think it'll be cute. Only one way to find out. All right, hello. It is the next day and we are just gonna wrap this baby up. We've got 2 more things to mend and they're all gonna be hand sewing, just little patches. And today it is so sunny, it is so nice out, and it's not too hot. So I think we're gonna do this outside. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of scraps and patches and we're gonna go outside with a needle and some thread and just sew these babies down. So first I'm patching up these overalls that I have had for many a year. They've traveled with me and throughout the years I have patched them and added cute little patches and other things to them. So we're just gonna cover up some of the newer holes. There's a couple holes on the butt that I feel need covering so that I can wear them out in public again. Okay, the sun was so nice, but I needed a break. Also, I really need a snack. So we came inside. So I did the 2 patches on the butt here, but I did not do this patch here, and I realized I should probably face it and zigzag it if I'm gonna do that, and honestly, I don't really need it there, and I just don't have time for the hassle. So we're gonna leave it with the 2 because those are covering up the actual holes on my butt. So these are done. And the last thing, the very last thing is these shorts with this hole. So we're just gonna patch with this patch. Should I put facing on this? No, I don't feel like it. We're gonna finish this project right up. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you've liked this video, and yesterday, if you've liked this video, please give me a like, maybe, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. Or don't. I guess I'll start on the pocket on the top and try to go inside the pocket to sew it. But first I need to pin it. And then we will just sew around it. All right, here we go. So while we're here and we're chatting, I just wanted to ask you, like, how are you doing? How are you holding up? How are things going for you? Because I've been struggling, man. I've been struggling. I'm not afraid to admit it. Things are tough these days. There's not a lot of good news out there. And yeah, it's hard. And so if you're feeling that as well, thanks for being here and hanging out with me. I find that doing stuff like this makes, focusing on the small stuff makes the big stuff, I don't know, feel a little bit less big. Or maybe not at all, but maybe just perspective, I guess. Like, there's so many little things that we can do, that we can give our attention to, that will make a positive impact. Just showing up, asking your friends how they're doing. So anyway, hang in there, sending love, keeping my hands busy. That's what I will be doing, keeping my hands busy. All right, that's all of them, and you know what comes next. I think we're going outside. Ooh, first were these purple pants. I just loved how these turned out. They are so cute. I am so glad that I got them. I love the pockets. I love that I did the mending on the pocket line. I think that it adds like some texture and it looks more intentional there than on the sides. And also the bulk is a little more comfortable because there is a little bulk, but I'm leaving it in case someday I want to let these out, And I think it's just perfect. And these are just so comfortable. I love these. Forever now. Next were these funky pants. They were just so long, and now they're the perfect length. So they do go all the way down my leg, which I really wanted in these pants to not be like cropped at all, but they don't touch the ground, which is what I was looking for. And I also don't have to hike them all the way up to like under my boobs just to have them look normal. So now I can kind of change the waist level, and I also left the bottoms, and it doesn't seem too thick. I don't think it's really noticeable. They look pretty good. Yay. Ooh, I'm so excited about all these pants. Next were these jeans, and I'm just so excited to get to wear them again. I think the pocket looks so cute. It is nice and inconspicuous like I'd hoped, but if you do look and you see it, I think it's tasteful. The edges are kind of floppy, but I kind of like it like that. I like that I can also still use the pocket completely. But honestly, I think the other side that I hemmed before, or that I mended before, is gonna break again soon. So I plan to probably see these in the next mending video, but I'll wear them until they rip again, and then we'll keep Frankensteining them. It's all about the process here. Next is this amazing dress, and it's truly amazing just how much of a difference just pressing and taking out that falling apart interfacing made a difference in like the comfort and just like it looking a little bit more elevated, as they say. I think the button on the bottom looks fine. I will continue to be on the lookout for another button or a whole pack of buttons to just make this kind of a little more fun. Maybe some colored buttons or some wood buttons. Ooh, that'd be fun. Oh my goodness, this patch turned out so cute. It's exactly how I hoped it would be. It covers the hole, which I actually dropped my keys out of like 2 days ago. So I'm glad to have the hole closed, and it looks so cute. I was so excited to find something cute to put this patch on. I got this at a festival last year from just a cool local small maker, and I love it. I love the mushrooms. I think it looks good with the blue, and these shorts look amazing. And I'm also wearing the green top, of course, that I patched the hole of. And you can't really tell with just kind of glancing at it. But if you were to tell, I feel like you would know that it's hand done. And if you were the kind of person who would notice that, maybe you're a hand maker as well. And I think it's kind of cute. It's a cute little touch. I'm not mad about it. I think it's a nice little visible mending. So both of these projects, 10 out of 10. Took me maybe 30 minutes total between the two of them, and just a little bit nicer looking. So last is the overalls and the sandals. The sandals seem to be staying together pretty well. The one that I didn't have to glue might fall apart pretty soon. Yeah, you could see it fall apart there. So I'm gonna have to do the other one next. And then the overalls, so darn cute. I love the little patches. I think they turned out exactly how I'd hoped. And I left all the old kind of janky patches from when I like was a very beginner sewer many years ago, and I kind of love it. Like this piece is kind of the epitome of the process over the product. Like you're seeing my evolution as a sewer, as a person who has a personality, you know? Our clothing doesn't have to be a product. It can be a process because I'm not a product. I am a process. So, yay for process overalls and other projects. All right, friends, that is all for today. I think we did 7 or was it 8? I think it's 7. 7 different projects, all pretty minor, all very easy, pretty much all done with stuff that I already had. And it was kind of fun. It was a nice time to like treat myself, to bring my clothes back into my wardrobe and treat myself to kind of making them better for myself. It was a beautiful thing. Every time I do this, every single time I make a video, I am learning so much. Every time I mend, every time I make a new item, I learn so much. So I hope that you had fun learning along with me. If you did, please like this video. If you want to see more like it, subscribe and hit the bell. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me. I'm Christina and Manita. Have a great day. Bye.